Okay, students, now we are going to start with the today's topic, that is hydrides of the 16th group elements. What is today's topic? Hydrides of the 16th group element. After the completion of this topic, we are going to start with the halides and then with oxides. Okay, oxygens, oxygen compound, that is oxides. Okay, that we are going to start. Okay, now see here. This is the table given in the NCRT. This is the extract. It is extracted from where? NCRT. Okay. And I am not asking you to memorize these values. Questions are not numerical based, or they are not based on the numbers. Okay. They are based upon the logic. What is the logic? Every time question will be coming, which is highest, which is lowest, and what is the increasing range, what is the decreasing range. Okay, whether it is increases or decreases, and why it increases, why it decreases. If there any abnormality, that abnormality is to be mentioned. Okay, so studying from the books and studying as per the entrance examination questions is different. Okay, so if you understand the way of questions, for that what you have to do, whenever you start a chapter, whenever you start a topic, whenever start a concept, first go through the previous exam questions, then accordingly you have to plan your current session of reading. Okay, so that is the difference between smart study and hard study. I find many people just to keep on mugging up these values, and but when they sit in the exam and they are going to score just a zero. Okay, because it is not that they are not sincere efforts, they are putting sincere effort but it in the wrong place. Okay, so all of you should try to put your sincere efforts in the right direction. In which direction? Right direction. Okay, so here now what type of questions I told you. First you should mark out from this table what are the things you should mark out: highest and lowest. First thing is highest, second thing is lowest, third thing increasing order, fourth thing decreasing order. Okay, and fifth thing, is there any abnormality, reason behind this. Okay, and sixth thing is consequences, why this is going to affect any other property. Okay, so now let us see melting point. See here, the highest melting point is of the H2O. First thing what you should remember, the hydrates of the 16th group. Among the hydrates of 16th group, already in my previous class I told you, in my previous lecture, in some one lecture I told you hydrates are the binary compounds of hydrogen with some other element. Now we are talking about hydrates of 16th group element. We are talking about what? Hydrates of 16th group element. Okay, so there are two types of there are two elements will be present. What is that? One is 16th group, another is hydrogen. So they combinedly call it as a hydrates of 16th group element. Okay, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium are the elements of 16th group, but polonium being radioactive, it does not form. It, even though if it forms also, it is, even though it forms also, it is unstable due to the radioactive nature. Okay, so their physical properties and chemical properties, they cannot be studied because of its radioactive nature. Because of what nature? Because of the radioactive nature. Okay, so hydrates of 16th group, general formula. General formula of hydrates of 16th group is E2, sorry, H2E. What is the general formula? H2E. Okay. Here E stands for 16th group element. What does E stands for? 16th group element. Okay. So while discussing bond length, bond angle and dissociation energy, I will discuss about the structure. Okay. What is the structure? What is the reason behind that structure, and how these parameters are varying, that I will discuss with the diagram in this area. Okay. First, let me complete some physical properties of the 16th group hydrates. Okay. So in that 16th group elements, first melting point, highest melting point is of H2O, whereas it is supposed to be lowest because of the small size Normally melting point of any compound down the group increases. Normally melting point of any compound down the group increases due to increase in mass. That was the logic. And it is followed also here. Here it is followed from here to here. See 188, 208, 222. Okay. So it is followed here, but not followed by only this. Exceptionally high. Okay. So exception does not mean that there is no reason. There is a reason, but that reason only important for the competition point of view. Okay. So it is supposed to be how much? Lowest among them. It should be even below 188, but exceptionally it is having how much boiling melting point? 273. That is, it is 273, higher than the even last element, last compound of the group. Okay. So it is because of reason is, and lowest is H2S. Okay. Lowest is H2S, highest is H2O, and down the group increases except from H2O to H2S. Okay. So this is about the melting point. Now coming to the sixth point, I told you if any abnormalities are there, there you have to know the reason. Reason is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay. Only oxygen being second most electronegative element, it forms intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay. Once intermolecular hydrogen bonding is there, that results in strong bonds between the molecule, and the melting point will be exceptionally increases. Okay. All, I think everything is covered. Highest, lowest, variation, exception, reason. Okay. Reason behind the exception. Now I think everything is covered. And coming to the boiling point, if you understand this, there is nothing to discuss much about it. Okay. Highest is this, lowest is this, down the group increases except from here to here. The reason behind it is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Is it understood? Now some people are smartly, what they are doing, they are revising, they are making it in the two different ways. They are understanding this concept, they are memorizing this concept in two different ways. Somebody, what they will do, they will write in the form of the order. Okay. Likewise melting point, first what you should write? H2S less than. Okay. H2SE less than, then H2TE less than H2O. Okay. So actually this jumped from here to here. H2O is supposed to be at this place. Okay. Otherwise it is normal common order. Okay. H2O is supposed to be here. It jumped from here to here. That jumping reason is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And the same order is followed in the boiling point also. Okay. This is increasing order of boiling point, increasing order of melting point. And if you write notes in this form and you write jumping reason, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay. Now up to here, physical properties in all the six different ways, I think explained clearly. Okay. Now coming to the other way of learning. Okay. To in the examination also nowadays options are given like this. Which of the following is correct graph? Okay. So H2O should be highest, then it should be lowest. Okay. Like this it should be graph. Understood? This is H2O and here H2TE should be below this. Okay. So what people are doing, they are understanding H2O from there to it is decreasing, but they are forgetting that this point should be above this or it should not be. That the people are forgetting. Okay. So to avoid that, what you have to do, you have to simply make this also. See value of H2TE less than the H2O. Okay. So confusing options will be there. So you should be prepared in all aspects, arrangement wise, increasing order, decreasing order, reason wise, where it is increasing, where it is supposed to increase, and graph also. Okay. In all ways, this two columns, I think it is now clear. Any doubts about this? Okay, no doubts. Now let us take with the next topic, that is structural based. So before understanding this, you should know the structure or not. Now in the structure wise, let us take E is the central element, that is 16th group element. Okay, it is associated with how many elements, how many hydrogens? 2 hydrogens. But electrons on this central element will be being 16th group element. It will consist how many electrons? 6 electrons. How many electron it will consist? 6 electron it consists. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. But out of 6, only 2 electron got opportunity to participate in the bond formation. That means this central element, 2 lone pair, 2 bond pair, 2 lone pair and 2 bond pair. So total how much electron pairs? Total 4 electron pairs. For total 4 electron pairs, 4 orbitals are required. That's why hybridization is going to be sp3. What is hybridization? Hybridization is going to be sp3 hybridization. Okay, so in sp3 hybridization, what should be the structure? Structure must be tetrahedral, but two places it should be occupied by the lone pair. Okay, therefore the resulting, after eliminating the lone pair position, the leftover structure is bent structure. What is the leftover structure? Bent structure. Actually it is supposed to be like this. Okay, so here one lone pair, here another lone pair, and 2 hydrogens here. Okay, so if you consider them also, then it is going to be tetrahedral. Okay, but if you don't consider them, then it is if I don't consider this, then it is going to be bent structure or V structure or angular. Okay, so structure of the hydrides of the 16th group is bent or angular or V shape. Any option, if it is there, you have to select them. Understood? What are the 3 names? Bent, angular or V shape. Okay, and hybridization is sp3. Number of lone pairs are on central atom will be 2. Number of bond pair will be 2. Okay, so structure wise all possibility questions are covered. Okay, now see bond length. Now bond length will depend on atomic size. On what it bond length will depend? Atomic size. Okay, so atomic size here, central atom is E and peripheral atom is H. Peripheral atom is what? H. Okay, so there is no change in the H size. There is a change in the central atom. Down the group, atomic size increases due to the very first lecture of the 16th group I covered, due to addition of a new shell, in every consecutive step. Addition of a new shell in every consecutive step. Okay, so because of that reason, what happens? Bond length increases. See, there is no exception here. 96, 134, 146, 169. Okay, so these are only to show you the variation. These values you need not to mug up. You need not to remember. Okay, these are only to show you the type of question. Lowest bond length found in H2O, highest bond length found in H2TE. Okay, so but based on this, there is one consequences. Bond length increases, then bond energy decreases. Bond length increases and bond energy decreases. Okay, bond length increases and bond energy decreases. Okay, now here this is the bond length, bond angle. Now bond length down the group, bond length increases due to increase in atomic size. Once bond length increases, bond energy decreases. What happens to bond energy? Bond energy decreases. That means it is easy to break this bond than this one. Because of this, there are certain properties. Okay, so let me complete this one. See here, after this I will try to cover multi-concept question based upon this. Okay, so bond angle, down the group you see bond angle decreases. Okay, why bond angle decreases? See here, this is the element. Okay, now as the electronegativity, this is more electronegative. Okay, electronegativity on central atom increases. What will increase? Electronegativity on central atom increases, negative charge increases, and correspondingly there will be increase in positive charge also. Okay, so this positive charge will be increasing. Once the positive charge increases, the repulsion force between them, the repulsion force between these two hydrogen will also increase. So repulsion force increases, then this bond angle will increase. Okay. So indirectly what we can say, electronegativity more, bond angle more. Okay. See here, oxygen electronegativity more, therefore bond angle is more. And tellurium bond angle is less because electronegativity is less. Okay. The reason behind bond angle, is it understood, students? Okay. Now let us come back to the questions based upon the bond length. Okay, so because of the increase in bond length, what are the further consequences? Bond energy. Bond energy, what happens? Decreases. Bond energy, what happens? Decreases. So here you can see corresponding decrease, 463. It is very difficult to break bond of the oxygen and hydrogen. DE means dissociation energy. So 463 kilojoules are required, here just 238 kilojoules. So due to increase in bond length, bond energy decreases. Okay, and that is bond energy. And because of that, suppose if somebody asks hydrogen for its reduction, so who is going to give you hydrogen very fast? H2TE is going to give you hydrogen very fast because of the low bond energy. Okay, so because of that, this is also called as thermal stability. What it is called? Thermal stability. T stab means thermal stability. Thermal stability also decreases, but reducing power, what power? Reducing power, okay, increases. Reducing power means the tendency to give hydrogen to the required atom. Okay, so here whoever is asking for hydrogen, it readily gives. Who will give? H2T, because its bond energy is less, stability is less. Okay, so because of this values, bond length and dissociation energy, these are the consequential questions. Okay, then there is a acidic strength also. There is a question regarding the acidic strength. Down the group, bond length increases, therefore tendency to lose hydrogen increases, therefore acidic strength also increases. Acidic strength also increases. Is it understood, students? So these are the some properties of hydrates of 16th group element. These are the some properties of hydrates of group 16 elements. Is it understood? So let us just summarize here. H2O, H2S, H2SC, H2T. Okay, left to right. What are the things changing? Okay, actually there is some exceptional case. From here to here decreases, from here to here increases. What are those two characters? From here to here decreasing, then increasing. Okay, what is that two character? Melting point and boiling point. First decrease, then increase. Okay, first decreases up to the H2S. Okay, remaining all properties like bond length from here to here, what happens? Increases. Okay, bond length increases, bond length what happens? Increases, therefore bond energy what happens? Decreases. Okay, thermal stability, thermal stability decreases. What happens? Thermal stability decreases. Okay, thermal stability what happens? Decreases. Okay, then reducing power, reducing power what happens? Increases. Reducing power increases. Okay, acidic nature also increases. Is it understood, students? So this is about the summary of the hydrates of group 16 elements, and one common point is all of them are sp3 hybridized, All of them are what? sp3 hybridized with two lone pair, two bond pair in V shape or what else shape? It is shape will be V shape. Okay, V shape, otherwise bent shape or angular shape. Okay, now let us come to the next topic. What is that next topic? Halides. What is the next topic? Halides. Okay, group 16 elements forms two types of halides. Okay, halides of group 16. Okay, now combinedly there are three types of halides. How many types of halides? Three types of halides. Okay, first one is dihalide. Dihalide. Okay, second one is tetrahalide. Tetrahalide. Okay, and third one is hexahalide. What is the fourth one? Hexahalide. Okay. So these are the how many types of halides? Three types of halides are there. Okay. So general formula will be EX2 and here it is EX4 and here it is EX6. Okay. And what does E stands for? E stands for, okay, E stands for 16th group element. I will write it here. E stands for 16th group element and X stands for halogen. What does X stands for? Halogen. Okay. Now here there are certain common properties we will discuss here itself. Okay. So 16th group element electronic configuration will be NS2 and NP4. Okay. NS2 and what for NP4. This is the electronic configuration. Okay, is it visible? NS2 and NP4. NS2 and NP4. Okay, NS2 and NP4. Now to form EX2, how many unpaired electrons are required? Only two unpaired electrons are required. Okay, 1, 2 already available. That means it not required to excite any electrons. Okay, directly it will participate in bond formation. So what will be the hybridization that time? sp3 hybridization. Okay, so I will write the electronic configuration here as ns2 np4 as it is without change in excitation. Without excitation it will participate bond formation, therefore sp3 hybridization. Okay, two lone pair and two bond pair. Is it understood, students? Now coming to the ex4. Now coming to the EX4. Here how many unpaired are required? 4 unpaired are required. Okay. How many unpaired are required? 4 unpaired are required. For that it should provide one more unpaired electron. Okay. Then what it will do? It will excite this electron. Now it will be NS2 only, but NP is going to be how much? NP3 and ND1. Okay, one electron will be transferred from here to here. So that time hybridization is going to be sp3d. What is the hybridization? sp3 dehybridization. What is the hybridization? sp3 dehybridization. Okay, so sp3 dehybridization, but lone pairs are how many? Only one lone pair. How many lone pairs? Only one lone pair. Okay, and how many bond pairs are there? Four bond pairs. One lone pair, four bond pair. Okay, so with that, what it is supposed to have bond formation? sp3d with one lone pair, four bond pair. Very good. It is seesaw shape. What shape? Seesaw. Okay, seesaw shape. That I am going to explain with the diagram. Now here configuration will be NS1, NP3, ND2. NS1, NP3 and ND2. Okay. So only one electron here, three electron here and two electron here. So sp3 hybridization is going to be sp3d2. What is hybridization? sp3d2. In sp3d2, all 6 bond pair, and it is going to be octahedron. What it is going to be? Octahedron. Okay, it is going to be octahedron. Is it understood, students? Any doubt about this? Okay, now this is about the structural aspects of, this is about the structural aspects of the 16th group, structural aspects of 16th group. Is it understood? Now I am going to draw individual structures. Okay, and one more thing you should remember, oxygen. Oxygen does not form, important objective, okay, does not form tetrahalides, okay, and hexahalides, okay, hexahalides due to, okay, does not form this due to, okay, reason is very nice, okay, very nice. Students are following very nicely, okay. So here due to non-availability of empty orbital, very good, okay, due to non-availability of very d orbitals, okay, word, okay, due to absence of d orbital, okay, absence of d orbital. One more terminology is used, okay, in what, in what, okay, in valency shell, what should be there? In valency shell, it cannot excited into the, it cannot enter into the excited state. Okay, one of the student answered with the correct answer. So due to the excitation of electron from d orbit s subshell to p subshell cannot takes place due to absence of d orbital in its valency shell. Valence shell does not contain, what is the valence shell here? Second shell. Second shell does not contain d orbital. Because of that, oxygen does not form tetrahalides and hexahalides. Okay, and even though, let us take E is same. Okay, EF6. Okay, ECl6, EBr6, and EI6. Okay, which is more stable? Here I am keeping the central atom same, but I am changing what? Halogen. So from left to right, here all are hexahalides only. All are hexahalides only, but stability increases or decreases, and what happens? Very good. Correct answer is EF6 is more stable, EI6 is least stable. So stability decreases. What decreases? Stability decreases. Okay, this is explained in two terms. In options you will get two types of words. Okay, due to steric reasons. What will be the reason? Steric reasons. Okay, and second thing is bond length increases. Bond length increases, so bond energy decreases. Understood? So it will be depending on any option. Okay, it can be option can be steric reason, it can be option can be bond energy terms also. But what, how they are, what is the internal meaning of it, I'm going to explain. Okay, suppose this is the E, and as I told you, hexahalides are what? They are octahedral in shape. Let us take a big iodine. What is this? Big iodine. Okay, iodine is big enough, so, and it also associated with what? Lone pair electron. Okay, so this lone pair will repel this lone pair will repel this. Okay, so that repulsion is called as steric reason. Okay, already iodine is a big atom and it is associated with three lone pairs. So this three lone pair will repel with each other and it causes instability. But if I replace it with the fluorine, if I replace it with the fluorine, what happens? The fluorine is small enough. Okay, fluorine is small enough. So they are widely separated. What they are? Widely separated. So repulsion will be less. So due to less steric repulsions, or it is very difficult to break bonds of the EF6. Okay, due to small bond length, it is very difficult to break the bond. Understood? So that is the reason. Is it understood? And mostly we don't find hexahalides of iodine because nobody want to accommodate so many number of elements, so much huge element around it. Okay, so down the group with the same halogen. Okay, and if I take the number of halides, down the group will increase. What will increase? Down the group number of halides will be increasing. Okay,